Florida's OnlyFans girls are speaking out against the 50% sin tax on OnlyFans creators. The tax is proposed by Fishback. That guy, what's his name? James Fishback. What's this about? Let's look at this.
It is covered in strip clubs. It's silly to say like, oh, we're gonna have morals now.
He calls this a sin tax. Yeah. Do you view what you're doing as sinful?
At the end of the day, who are you to judge sin?
Florida's OnlyFans women are speaking out.
A Florida politician trying to start beef with me for clout.
James Fishback, a Republican primary candidate for governor here, wants to bring in what he calls a 50% sin tax
on whatever you so-called earn via that online degeneracy platform.
Do you think for the
It's so funny. It's so funny going to war with OnlyFans girls. It's so fucking funny. But they make a lot of money, so I'm guessing it's just a tax thing. It's just a money thing, isn't it? It's mostly just to raise money for money for taxes, essentially. I don't think really deep down, I don't really think he's actually that bothered about the sin. It's just more so a clever way to make more money with taxes, do you know what I mean? And raise more money for Florida for other things. 50% is fucking crazy though. But I'm assuming maybe there is a religious angle to it, because I'm sure he knows if he's elected and he fucking puts this tax into place, all those OnlyFans girls just will leave Florida. They're not gonna stay there. I doubt it, right? I know the climate's good and shit, but if that tax gets rubber stamped, all those girls will just leave and go to another state where there's no, and whoever's in another state, whoever the governor's there, they'll propose a tax that is more beneficial and they'll welcome all those OnlyFans girls there. So he knows it's not gonna, you know what I mean? They're not gonna stay, I don't think, if it gets approved. I would imagine it.
voters of Florida that OnlyFans is really a major issue?
We don't want our women in Florida to feel as if the only way they can make a living is by selling nude images or videos on the internet to complete strangers. My view is really simple. If OnlyFans did not exist in Florida, we would be better off for it.
I honestly disagree. I think that it's great. It just has created so many opportunities for me, and I'm so thankful to even be here.
Sophie Rain, a Florida native, is one of the world's biggest OnlyFans stars. And how much money have you made now?
I have just hit 100 million.
$100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Anya Lacey says her success on OnlyFans has allowed her to buy what she wants now and to save for the future.
Make America great again.
Her journey to OnlyFans began on TikTok.
Pretty hard.
I started doing TikTok live.
And what would you do on the lives?
Well, I started building Legos, and then I would do like...
No way. She went from TikTok to OnlyFans. I thought it works the other way around. Usually I thought it worked. You have an OnlyFans and you build a TikTok to promote the OnlyFans. She started on TikTok and then got on OnlyFans. So what? People in the TikTok comments are like, oh, I want to see you building Legos naked. That's pretty crap. I didn't know it works. I always thought it works the other way around. But shit, fair play. Fair play then, I guess.
Fun things, like people really like to see me in costumes. And then I started getting mass DMs from people, like mass DMs. Do you have an OF? Are you starting an OF?
And how quickly did your OnlyFans grow?
Oh, it was pretty big. Even that first day, I mean, I made like more money than I thought I would.
As St. Paul reminds us in Ephesians chapter 6.
Fishback is the underdog here, going up against a Trump-endorsed candidate in the Republican primary, but his events are attracting crowds of young men.
I've dealt with OnlyFans girls, I'll be honest. I've talked to women who have done these promiscuous activities, and there's no way that I would ever marry them, and most men wouldn't marry these types of women.
Yeah, but that's not true. Most men marry them and will marry them until the end of time, and that's all bullshit. That's one of the biggest male copes out there, that women that do OnlyFans and prostitutes, whatever they do, like lower their ability to find males, to find husbands and shit. It's not true. It's not. It's not true at all, man. It's not true. There's plenty of men out there ready and willing to quote unquote save a woman like that. That's not true whatsoever. It doesn't actually apply in the real world. I know ideologically it would make sense, but in the real world it doesn't apply at all. 000.
Actually, way less bothered by satanic cults than I am by OnlyFans.
And Fishback's proposals are playing well in some places online.
And I don't know why the guy who runs OnlyFans is not in prison, like right now. If you're turning a huge percentage of America's young women into prostitutes, you're a criminal.
The men who spend their money, their time, their resources, I'm not letting them off the hook either. I think they are just as complicit by handing over money to see these nude images. We'd be better off without OnlyFans.
Do strip clubs make Florida better?
No.
But you're not going to put a 50% tax on them.
Just wait on it. I will not tolerate cultural filth and moral degeneracy in my state.
There's a lot of...
Interesting, isn't it? It's going to be hard to do, isn't it? Isn't Florida... That's what Florida's about, though, isn't it? Degeneracy, a little bit. It's going to be interesting. Was there a time ever when Florida wasn't like that? I feel like Florida's entire reason for existing, or it's like history has always been somewhat based in some levels of degeneracy. It's going to be interesting to see if he actually pulls this off, because I'd imagine the people that live in Florida also don't mind it, or do they? I don't know. Are the Floridians actually pissed off with like bars and like strip clubs and I thought that's an intrinsic part of Florida. So I wonder what the election, what the citizens there are actually going to do when it comes to voting. Will they actually vote for that? Do they actually want Florida to get cleaned up, to get covered up? Like, I don't know.
Talk about like crisis of masculinity in the US and
oh yeah, I think men are women now. Men want to be princesses. The biggest problem is like male loneliness and men kind of falling out.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Big up Mikano. Yeah, I would imagine it's a good point. Maybe it is traditional. Maybe it is conservative, but mostly in terms of like money things, isn't it? In terms of taxes and shit. I'd imagine, because a lot of older people live there, or people with money. Mostly, if you have money and you're older, or if you have money or you're older or both, you're probably going to be conservative anyway, right? Because you don't want to give away your money to like social issues or taxes, whatever else it may be. But in their terms of their lifestyle, they're quite open-minded, isn't it? Because there's like strip clubs, all this other stuff, and whatever else goes on there. So in terms of like, I don't know, financially, yes, maybe conservative, but when it comes to society, I don't know, it'd be different. Yeah, Fresh and Fit have to relocate. That's a good point.
Out of men's groups.
People view you as part of that problem because, they say, well, porn and OnlyFans, you are selling these men a fantasy that if you weren't doing that, they might get up off their asses and go out to the bar.
So I think it goes back to your responsibility as a creator. A lot of the way I do things is I try and talk to them, but also lead them in a direction where they will talk to other women, and have the courage to get out and go do other things.
Fair play, man. Fair play to her. Fair play to them. Interesting.